This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Catalina Legacy Edition. And the model number is 303 RKDS. Okay. So this is not a floor plan video, it's a how-to video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? So obviously we have crank down stabilizers. Comes with a 3/4 inch crank so you can operate. You can also use a 3/4 inch socket on an electric drill if you choose. You have a refrigerator, outside refrigerator. Your water heater works on both gas and electric. If you see right here, there's a rocker switch on and off. This rocker switch controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover here. Okay, there's also going to be a switch inside for the gas burner, but I just want you to be aware of this switch that's right down here that controls the electric heating element. Okay, this is where you drain it at. Takes an 1/16 6-point socket. Never pull that plug when there's still pressure in it. Shut off the water source, open up the hot water valve to let the pressure out, then you can remove it. Otherwise it'll come shooting out of there like a cannonball. And also, you don't want to ever work on it while it's hot. You always want to let it cool down first. So I'll show you the switches inside when we get in there. Just remember what I said about never run it without water in it. So if you're going to pull this to empty it, let's say you're camping in the spring, you're not going again until the fall. So you're going to drain the water out of it, the water heater. Just make sure once you put the drain plug / anode rod back in, you're just going to make sure that you fill it up before you turn it on. Okay? Alrighty. So you have a power awning with LED strip. You have outside speakers. That's a TV hookup, signal hookup there, plus power. You want to put a TV set outside. Okay. This still hasn't been washed yet, so it's going to be washed up by the time you pick it up. So keep it in mind. Now this crank here is much smaller, obviously. This is for the power tongue jack. If the power tongue jack happens to fail, right, you can remove this cap here, put that crank right on there, and you can crank it manually to get yourself hitched and unhitched no matter what. So that's a good feature. You have a deep cycle marine battery, and you have the kill switch for the battery. You can just shut that battery off anytime you want. Of course, you have 2 LP tanks, which are full, and has an automatic changeover regulator on it. Okay, over here. Okay, so let me look in here and see what we've got. Okay, so we have, this is your dump hose right here. That is your reducer for your power cord. Now, let's see if we can get up here. All the way up here, I think you can see that, but this is your solar controller. Right, this tells you the voltage in your system, for example, is 13.5. Right now we're gaining 0.53 amps from the sun, just because it's a cloudy day, right? But it tells you what you're gaining from the sun, back to 13.5. So you basically amp hours right there. So you can read up on it a little bit, but the main thing is it tells you everything you need to know, back to 13.5, and you can tell what you're looking at by the pictures and the arrows up on the top there too. So that's your solar controller for your solar panel. There's also going to be an app for that too, and the app, a lot of times, I don't know that particular app, that's a relatively new brand that they're putting on there, but generally speaking, the app will give you much easier access and more complete information than just the control panel. So, okay, you have 2 gray tanks and a black tank. See the gray, and then the black tank. The black tank is always the larger valve. You can see there's 1.5 inches here, 3 inches there. So that even if the handle wasn't black, you would know that's the black tank. Okay, black tank is toilet water and waste. The front tank is or one tank is going to be toilet water and waste. Wait a minute. Toilet and shower water. No. It's going to be bathroom sink and shower water. The black one is toilet water and waste, and the other gray will be for the kitchen sink. It's called a galley tank a lot of times, or gray tank number 2, whatever. Okay? Alright, so you have the most common way to water to the trailer is this city water hookup right here. You just hook the hose on there and you're all set. After you dump your black tank, which is right here, if you leave the valve open, like it states on this sticker here, leave the valve open, you can put the hose at the dump station right on here, turn it on, it'll spray the inside of your black tank out, it'll clean off the sensor so you get a good accurate reading. So if there's a working hose at the dump station, it's really a good thing to do. You should use it every chance you get, or every time you have a working hose at a dump station. I know a lot of times it's been run over, or the ends broke off, whatever, but nevertheless. So this is just a shower, an outside shower there. It's to spray things down. The fresh water drain is under here. You can see it way back there. Okay. Now this particular platform, this folds up and down. Right now it's down, obviously. When you fold it up, you have a pin and a clip. So you would fold it into the up position and pin it up. Okay. When it's down, you can put coolers or whatever you want to put on there. Your shore cord is actually is a 50 amp cord. So you have your 50 amp cord, then we give you this reducer right here, which reduces it down to a 30, if you can see that there. Then if you remember the other one that was up front, reduces down to a 20. Now you can't run the air conditioners on 20, but you still can turn on the lights and pack everything up, get ready to go, that sort of thing. So, okay, this is if you're camping someplace without city water, like you're boondocking or any place that doesn't have city water, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. So I'll show you where the switch is when we get inside, but you would just fill it up, and then when you get where you're going to, turn on the pump and everything will work as though all the plumbing will work as though you have city water. Alright, this is a vent for the range hood. You can see it's got a baffle in it. You can see you got those 2 latches, one on each side. If you're going to be using the fan in the range hood to vent to the outside, you always want to reach up here and pop those latches so the baffle flaps freely. Right? So when you're venting, you want the baffle flapping freely. Otherwise, when you're traveling or in storage, you can just snap it shut. But remember, if you want to vent to the outside, you got to open that baffle up. Also, you have this housing up here tells us this is pre-wired for a backup camera. It takes a Furrion backup camera kit, so if you're interested, we have them here. You can get them elsewhere, but it's a good thing to have. You can see what's happening behind you when you're backing up and when you're driving down the road. So, if you want. Okay. Also, while we're looking up, the manufacturer states that you should inspect your roof every 60 to 90 days. That consists of just looking around. Look at all any place you see sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation. Make sure the roofing material or roofing attachments haven't been damaged by low branches or road debris flying up there, something like that. You're just protecting your investment. It should be part of your regular maintenance. So people, generally speaking, don't inspect their roof enough, so make sure you take care of that. You're just looking out for yourself, basically. You can't see what's happening up there unless you go up there and look, so that's why you have to do that. Okay, so going inside here, we're still cleaning up and working in here, but I'm trying to get this video done. So you can connect to an app right there, just so you know what that means. There's an app for this also. Your awning, if you want to extend it, retract it, very simple. There's your awning light right there. Okay. To turn on the water pump that we talked about, it's right here. Right? You use that to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. You also use that to winterize the trailer. To turn your water heater on gas is right here. It'll light the gas burner. I showed you on the outside lower left hand corner there's the switch that controls the electric heating element. Generally what people do, first of all, you always make sure there's water in the tank. Second of all, when you get to the campground, you turn your heating element on, so it'll always have hot water in it, the tank. But if you're using showers, for example, and you need more hot water, then you'll kick on the burner, And it doesn't give you on demand, but it gives you a much faster recovery if you run it on gas. So people just seem to run it on gas when they're going to use the shower. Otherwise, they just use the heating element. Okay. Then you have all your levels here, as you can see: battery, fresh tank, 2 gray tanks, and a black tank, and your other 2 slide out buttons here too. This film here on it you can pull off. It's just a protectant. Okay. While we're standing here, we'll look at this too. This is your I just turned it on here. Hold on. This is your thermostat. You basically hit the mode button and keep poking it till you find the mode you want. When you're running the air conditioner, for example, try to always put the fan on auto. That seems to be the best way to use it. Okay, but all the modes are accessible right there. All right, so you have a TV set that swings out. Okay, you can see the hookups there. I just want to make sure that there's a little. Let me see if I can see it here. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a green LED right there, if you can see it. There's a little black button next to it. You can shut it off if you want, but you always want that green LED on when you're using the TV, because if you don't, you won't get a good signal. That's just telling you that the signal booster for the digital antenna is on. Here we have FM radio. We have USB. You can stream off of it. We got a HDMI in, so you could go into the system with, let's say, a portable Blu-ray player or something like that. You have Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone to your tablet, and you have 2 speaker zones, 1 and 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer, so you have pretty much everything you need. When it comes to your heater, your fireplace / heater, you can see you can change the colors here. You can turn LL. That's low fan speed. Then you can go to the next one, which is high, which is really kicking out the heat, and then back to off for that. You have your thermostat right here, and you have your last one is your what am I looking for? Your timer. You can set the timer for it to turn on and turn off when you want. Okay. Okay. Very simple, but it's a really good space heater. This bed is a jack. No, this bed is actually a hide-a-bed. So you pull the cushions off, grab it here, fold it out, drop the legs, and you have a 3-panel hide-a-bed. You have theater or just regular rocker recliners, I guess is more accurate. You can drop the table down by removing the legs. You can drop the table down to these cleats and use the back cushions to fill in the space. You have another bed for someone to sleep on. Let's see here. Just so you know, this is where you access your water, the valves for your water heater and your water pump. It's held on, where is it at? Right, I don't know if you just got it in here, but it's, oh, here it is right here. It's just a panel held on with 2 screws. So that's how you access that, okay? While we're down here, this is the power converter. Take that off, but this peels right off too. Power converter. As long as you're plugged in, you have 110 AC at these circuit breakers, and they're all labeled. Okay? So they're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side. So you got 12 volt fuses here, and they're all labeled. Also, this is a battery charger, so it'll always detect how much energy your battery up front on the tongue needs, and it'll send as many amps necessary to keep it charged. So when you're pulling down the road with your tow vehicle will charge the battery. When you're plugged in, your power converter is charging the battery, and then your solar panel is always doing what it can, depending on the weather conditions outside, okay, and the time of day. All right. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green like it is. If it's not green, get it serviced. It's important, obviously. If it detects carbon monoxide or LP gas buildup, it'll go off. If that happens, you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the appliances off, shut the gas off at the front, and figure out what's going on, okay? But if it's not green, get it serviced. Okay. Your microwave works like any other microwave. This is the range hood that I just showed you the vent on the other side. Remember, if you're gonna vent to the outside, like so, you can hear it kicking on and revving up here. You want to open that baffle on the outside. You also have a light here. Okay. When it comes to this, I don't know if he's got the gas turned on or not. So if not, I'll just talk you through it. But it's very simple. You're just going to go to high and push it in. You can see it lit right there. So you have the 3 burners here, and then this one is for the oven. So they all spark. You just have to push them in to spark them. Okay. Always travel with this shut. Now let me check this out here so I don't give you bad information. Okay. So this switch right here controls your refrigerator. You can turn it on and off. It's a 12-volt DC refrigerator. The reason you would want to shut it off, because when you're in storage, for example, you want your battery to charge up and always have power in it, right? So you're allowing the solar panel to do that. If you have the refrigerator on, which runs on 12-volt DC, it's always going to be using the power, right? It's always going to be drawing from the battery, what it gets from the sun. You don't want that to happen. You want a charged battery when you have it in storage. So you'll have it off like so, but when you plug it in and you're ready to go, or you're getting ready to tow it, you do this. You turn it on, and it'll start. The refrigerator will start drawing from the battery. But if you're not camping and you're in storage, you want to shut it off. That's actually a good feature. A lot of them don't do that, but it makes perfect sense. Okay, so let me see, what else do we have here? We have all kinds of lights here. You know, anytime you see a light that's not on with the main switch, it's got a button. Alrighty. So let me look around a little bit more. Smoke detector right there. The sink in the shower work like any other sink and shower. You have a GFCI here, so always remember that all the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI, including the plug on the outside. So keep that in mind. If you lose AC power, make sure you check your GFCIs, okay? The toilet, like all RVs, the toilet sits right over a black tank. You have a flush pedal here. And so when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. You can't use this dry, so when you come in here, you put a dose of chemical in the bowl, then you step on the pedal, and hold it long enough for at least a gallon of water to go into the tank below along with the chemical, then it's ready to be used. If you don't do that, if you leave it dry, that's a bad thing, because first of all, it'll get clogged up, but second of all, it will smell super bad because there's no water or chemical in it. So always make sure you put the chemical and water in there before you start using it. Okay, anytime you dump it, let's say you're going to stay at the campground for another week, but you need to dump your black tank because it's full, right? So you would dump it like you normally would, but then because you're staying, you would repeat that procedure. A dose of chemical and at least a gallon of water, and then you're all set. Okay. Bedroom is really nice size. You have another fireplace that operates just like the other one. You have a TV hookup here. There's a backing plate there, so you can hook up your TV. Okay. Actually, it goes this way, I believe. Yeah. So there's your hookup right there and your power. There's storage underneath the bed as usual. So you can see you got storage under there. Hopefully you can see that. Ouch! You can see that. This is a closet, and it's also prepped for a washer dryer. So you can use a combo or a stackable here. A vent has to go here, but you got the plumbing and the electricity already pre-wired. So if you want to add washer dryer, stackable or combo, you can do it right there, or you could just use this as a closet if you want for storage. And then you have wardrobe here. All right. I didn't prep this one, so I'll have to have him look at this and make sure it's right. I believe it is. Okay, so because this is a 50 amp system, this is pre-wired for a second air conditioner. That's what they're telling you right here. So if you want to add another air conditioner, another 13.5, it'll fit right in here. So it's a fairly simple install. What they're telling you is it's already pre-wired, so the wires have already been ran So if you drop this garnish, you'll see the hook up there. But it's already pre-wired for a second air conditioner if you want to add that on. So that's always an option. Let me look around a bit here. See if I'm forgetting anything at all. I think I've got it. Okay, all right. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting your roof every 60-90 days. Look for any place water can leak in, and look for any damage by low branches or road debris. And also, right now, we're all the antifreeze has been purged from the system. It's replaced with fresh water, and the water heater valves, which I showed you are back here, are going to be in camping mode. So you'll have water in the water heater tank. It'll be all water in the system, and the valves are in the correct position for the summer. So you're all set. Just remember, if you drain your water heater tank, you always want to fill it up before you turn it on. Okay? Thank you very much.